You all just miss gold. I'm telling you, gold.
Gold. Now we're gonna fuck this whole episode
Nah,
up. Here we go.
yeah.
Yeah, we straight chillin', serial killing, pre-cold villains on the mic, got you reeling. Five-star rating from the floor to the ceiling. If you catch a one-star, no time for feelings. Got a demon DJ on the ones and twos, by the name Beelzebub, so don't get confused. So grab a seat by the fire, roast a marlow or two, and prepare to hear the legend of the straight chillin' crew.
What up, nerds? And welcome to another very merry episode of Straight Chilling, the weekly horror movie review show where you chill and we kill, slice, dice, and chop up yet another horror movie. My name is Bob. I'll be your host for the evening. This is episode 556, recorded on Sunday, November 30th, 2025. Tonight, we are talking about Scrooged from 1988. Before we get into it, let me introduce everyone else on the show tonight. First up, calling in from Washington, D.C., we got your boy, Randy. What's up, man?
Hello?
What's going on, baby? Into the Christmas spirit today. Bought a tree, did the whole thing. We're about to get into it.
Man, you're a turkey trotting, tree buying boy. Look at you, doing all the things.
Put it on my tombstone. Exactly worded that way.
He's a tree buying boy. Last but not least, calling in from Seoul, South Korea, we got your boy Soju. What's up?
Oh, what up? It's your boy, Bah Humbug Stains. But not really, because I love Christmas.
But not
Just
really.
kidding. It's a joke. I'm just kidding.
And actually, today is December 1st, boys, in Korea. I'm a day ahead of you, so.
Damn.
The future sounds lovely.
Into the
We've got 25
future.
days, boys, and then it's all
Then we're
downhill from
fucked.
there.
Yeah. Then the beginning of the end.
Depression really sets in nice in January.
That
let me
winter
tell you.
depression is
And we
great.
lock ourselves away in the straight chilling vault for another 3 months, and we've got to come out for scarcity's sake.
Yeah.
Actually, that's when we should record more podcasts, boys. We need
Yeah.
the community more than ever.
Yeah.
Let's go to 2 days.
Did you just say record more?
Let's do 2 a day. Let's just crank
oh
them
my
out.
I'll tell you, Harry. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I don't know what the fuck we're talking about either. But hey, hope everybody that celebrates Thanksgiving had a lovely Thanksgiving, ate all the turkeys on the face of the earth. Happy December to all of you who celebrate December. Hope you have a good December.
I don't recognize December.
I don't either.
December's a pagan month.
It's 3rd October for me. Yeah, we're talking about Scrooge, getting into the holiday spirit. Before we do that, let's tackle some housekeeping. Our December poll closes in like 4 hours or so. So at the time of you listening to this, it will be closed and there will be a new poll up. Currently, it looks like The Wolf of Snow Hollow is still going to be winning the December poll. So we'll probably be talking about that in a couple weeks. That means our January poll, January 2026 poll, is currently posted over on our Patreon website. If you guys support us at the $5 level or above, you get the chance to vote on a movie we're talking about this January. Something we like to do for our January poll is put down a big old list of movies that we missed in the previous year. So shit we missed in 2025, we got 6 movies for you to vote on instead of the 3, because we missed a lot of shit. They are Begonia, Companion, Dangerous Animals, Good Boy, The Toxic Avenger, and The Ugly Stepsister.
Whoa, Bob, how those numbers looking?
They don't exist yet.
Bob, tell me,
Whoa.
predict
Bob,
into
do
the
your job,
future
please.
how those numbers looking. Come
Into
on.
the
It's
future.
December 3rd by the time people are listening to this. We need to know the numbers.
Yo,
What are we
gotta
thinking, boys?
Unlock my brain. I
Guys
think
wanna
The Ugly
place bet?
Stepsister is gonna do well here.
Okay. I think
think that's
Begonia might
yeah.
do well as well. People
Yeah.
love that Yorgos Lanthimos, and
Yorgos
my boy
Yorgos
Your
Lanthimos.
Yorgos.
He's my ghost, not your.
Yorgos.
My ghost Lanthimos.
My ghost.
My ghost.
What's up,
It's
my
your boy,
ghost?
my ghost.
What's up, my ghosts?
It's your boy, my ghost.
Oh my
What's up?
lord. We're gonna fuck up everybody's names, aren't we?
Oh, yeah, that's what we're here to
That's-
do.
Why would we break precedent now?
Yeah. Get those votes in. We'll see what movie we're talking about in January. We are, of course, dropping mini casts every other Friday over on Patreon. We just dropped one on Shelby Oaks. Your boy Bob got stuck manized. And I'm telling you all about it over on Patreon. So go check it out. Yeah. Next up, Predator Badlands from Shaboy Soju, dropping the 12th of
Oh.
December.
Yeah. That's the new hotness from the guy who did Cloverfield Lane. What's his name? Dan Trachtenberg? Trachtenberg? Yeah.
Yeah.
Tractor Mang.
That's the new hotness from what's his fucking name?
My boy Tractor Mang, you know.
People are like, who the fuck is anybody? What are they saying?
My ghost and Tractor Mang.
Tractor
The
Oh,
best
dude.
directors of our day.
Best directors,
Yeah.
the best directors that we can be bothered to remember their name.
Masters of horror, don't you know?
Mhm.
Tractor Mang.
And my ghost.
Do you even cinema?
Whoa.
My
Okay.
ghost. My
My
ghost
ghost.
land the most.
My ghost lanth the most. My ghost with lanth the most.
I hope we can get him on for an interview.
Sure.
That would go so well.
Oh yeah.
I can't imagine us being any
That
more
would be-
professional than we are right now.
That would be amazing. That would be amazing. I'll just ask him about your boy Stavi. I just ask him about Stavros, you know.
You're just gonna talk to
Yes.
him about Stavros. Not
Yeah.
even, don't talk to him about his work.
No,
Talking
just
about
what-
Stavros.
what's he like in real life? Is he really that
Is
funny?
he really that? Is he that funny? Really?
Is his hog huge?
The first question out of Justin's lips, of course.
Oh, Bob's
Nice.
frozen again. I thought he was being
Oh
a bitch
no!
again.
I thought he was really judging you.
He looks like he's judging me.
It's a judgmental Bob. In the,
Oh
in the
my
chat
God.
Right now.
We gotta wait for him to catch up again. He looks so judgmental when he freezes. Every time it looks like he's really pissed off.
Bob, he would be an excellent cross-examiner. I'll give him that.
I think it
I used to
stays
have a
on
Bob-
the behind the video recording like that. He should be frozen like that so
Probably.
everybody gets to see Bob's. Uh-oh, I have to text this guy, I guess. Oh, he's
Oh,
gone.
out. Yeah, he froze for real. I had a
Wow.
boss once that would just like ask you a question and then you'd be like, "Oh yeah, you know, whatever," and then just sit there and stare at you and wait for you to expound until you give him more information. It's a really good strategy to put people really in the hot seat.
Damn.
That's what I was feeling just now.
I feel like I could handle that pretty good. I don't mind giving people a good stare. Like,
There's a guy.
There's a guy.
there
Hello.
he is. You're back, Bob. We thought you were
I'm
judging
back.
us again. You had a judgmental face when you froze.
Resting judgment
Mm.
face, we call it.
Mm.
Yeah.
What else are we talking about? Okay, y'all good? I didn't even stop recording. We're just rolling. We're just
Okay.
rolling.
Yeah, keep it going.
Sick.
Cool. So yeah, check out your boy Soju's thoughts on Predator Badlands, dropping Friday, December 12th. That is almost everything we have going on with Patreon. Another reminder, we're going to be reopening the You Pick the Flick tier on January 1st. The first of the year.
New Year's
It's the
Day,
only
Bob.
way. Yeah, we're here to like make your year.
It's a
We're
good
gonna
thing
kick it
everyone's
off
got a
right.
holiday that day so they can sit and wait for that to
Yeah.
open.
Just
so they can get the
refresh.
you pick.
For hours.
That's what everybody's
on end.
doing on New Year's Day.
Make sure
Yeah.
that instead of hanging out with your friends and kissing a beautiful woman at midnight, you should be checking Straight Chilling's Patreon obsessively until
Yep.
that drop hits.
Refresh every minute. Just boom, 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 boom. It's a great use of your time. Especially because there's only 5 spots available for the first half of the year.
What,
So,
Bob?
But fucking shit.
I know. That's what I said too.
But I
We're
want
all
the
upset about
money,
this. I don't
Bob.
know. What can we do? You know,
Like,
we don't make
our
the
We're,
hands
rules.
we're giving
tied.
away money, Bob.
We're giving away money. We're not giving away money. We're selling.
We're leaving it on the table.
Bob, every week needs to be a you pick, okay? We got time is money, baby.
Dude, that would be
That would be
rough sledding, I think, if we did that.
Well, I mean,
But,
when we're selling them for $100 a pop, I think we could power through.
Oh, then we are doing 2 a day, 3 a day. We'll just,
we're gonna
let's
you're
do
going
it.
on commish.
Yeah. So yeah, that's going to open up the first of the year. Only 5 spots available for the first 6 months, and then we'll reopen it again halfway through the year. So that's going to be posted on our Patreon website at an undisclosed time of the day. You just got to check it throughout the day. If it's open, grab you a spot. Let us know what movie you want us to talk about, and we'll do it.
All right.
There you go.
Hot damn.
That's all I got. Do you fellas have anything you need to plug?
Not a thing. Juice.
No, I think I'm clean this week.
Ooh, squeaky.
This house is clean.
Let's get into the main event. We are talking about Scrooged, and we're kicking it off with the back of the box.
What's on the back of the box?
Bob, I saw you throw that box up there. Tell me about that box. Regular standard blue right there.
Throwing it around. Yeah, it's got the what you call it, the holographic.
Oh, whoa, Bob, it's a hologram.
Whoa. You pulled a hologram, bro?
Whoa.
Bill Murray's moving.
Beckett?
He's moving. Yeah, dude.
Make him dance, Bob.
The price of Pokemon cards these days is fucking crazy, man. If only I would have held on to my shit. I mean, like some of those cards sell for like 10 grand.
Kind of insane,
it's like fucking stupid.
That is quite stupid.
It is stupid.
That is very stupid.
Yeah.
Let's start manufacturing Pokemon cards, boys.
Let's do it.
Let's get in the
First
business.
to think of this.
Fucking crazy.
I
Yeah, I've got
that.
this. I've got this on Blu-ray. This just came out on 4K not long ago. You can stream it. You can rent it. It's everywhere. Scrooged from 1988.
Maybe I can get Pokemon cards in Korea and then scalp them over in the States. What do you think?
Maybe.
boys?
I mean,
Buddy,
let's get it
scalping
going.
Pokemon cards is like 1/3 of the businesses in the country at this point. So,
All right.
yeah,
Well, I'm gonna when I fly over for Christmas, my suitcases are gonna be full of Pokemon cards. So everybody
I
hit
hope
me
so.
up. I'm gonna get you guys the deals.
Get you what you
Leave
need.
it to, give me something to sell. Don't give me something to buy.
I get Mikey to move those real quick.
It might
Dude,
get
yeah,
really fucking hard.
he would buy all the cards off you. I promise you. This movie is shockingly rated PG-13, which is when did I mean, like, there's a lot of curse words, and there's like a half a nipple in here, and there's
I want to see her nipple.
We
there
gotta
it
establish,
is.
boys. We're not counting half star for Yabos, right? I mean, that's not a full.
No, it's
no.
not.
I'd count a
I don't
quarter
think
star for a
so.
half a Yabos.
Yeah.
Maybe. Don't think
You
about
know,
it.
Give it some thought.
Think about it.
Don't think about it.
about it.
I'm
Movie
gonna
does
spend
have
this whole. I'm
TNA
not gonna
for
listen to
PG-13.
y'all's review. I'm just gonna think on this
Think it.
Yabos.
I might do the
We're gonna
same thing.
we're gonna be talking
by the
about
way.
something, and Juice is gonna come and say, "Yeah, but it's only half the nipples. How do you square
Yeah.
that with your code?"
Yeah, Bob. But
It's-
what are those numbers looking like?
It's like maybe a quarter nip, really. It's not even. This
Yeah.
movie is an hour and
50-50.
41 minutes long, by the way.
Okay.
This is directed by Richard Donner, written by Mitch Glazer, Michael O'Donoghue. Charles Dickens, of course, wrote this screenplay himself.
Oops.
Everybody knows that. What? What?
Mhm.
This got your boy Bill Murray in it, Karen Allen, John Glover, John Forsythe, Bob Cat Goldthwait also in this, Carol Kane, some other funny folks. Plot synopsis brought to you by IMDb is as follows. A selfish, cynical television executive is haunted by 3 spirits bearing lessons on Christmas Eve.
Hell yeah.
Gentlemen's, we've all seen this before. Would you recommend folks at home check out Scrooge? Randy, why don't you kick us off?
Yeah, I've seen this. We were talking earlier. It must be more than 10 times at this point in my life. I would be hard pressed not to recommend this movie. I think that it's one of my favorite retellings of A Christmas Carol, certainly. And that we'll talk more about why that is in a minute. But yeah, I would generally recommend it to anybody PG-13 or older. Yeah,
Are
it's not
you
quite for kids. I will say
parental
that.
guidance 13 yet?
Yes.
Have you
Are
had
you
that?
13 yet, Randy?
I'm working on it, buddy. I'm really working on it. One
Sounds
day.
like a very nefarious question.
13 going on 40, am I right? Cool. Juice, what about you?
So I'm a little conflicted about this movie, honestly, and hopefully leads to a good discussion. I didn't grow up with this movie. I've seen it several times now in my life, but I didn't grow up with this movie, and I was thinking about this. We kind of touched on it a little bit when we covered Ghostbusters last year, but I didn't really grow up, I guess, in a kind of Bill Murray household. Really, the only one I feel like I can remember seeing when I was younger is maybe Groundhog's Day, maybe. But like I had never seen Ghostbusters when I was younger. I'd never really seen this when I was younger. I don't know. I just didn't really grow up much with Bill Murray films, I guess. And now, as an adult, it's a little tough. Like Bob talked about it too. I remember when I rewatched Ghostbusters after a long time, and like Bill Murray kind of put me off to it a little bit. And in this, I feel like Bill Murray's kind of has that same thing going on a little like he's a little tough for me to get through his kind of personality, but this is an 80s classic. It is a Christmas Carol, but definitely if I'm reaching for a Christmas Carol, this is not like gonna be one of my top 3 or 4 that I want to kind of go for. It doesn't I like the kind of more classic Christmas aesthetic, of a Christmas Carol. So but I do think it does some good things, and it's an 80s classic, so I'm gonna give a loose recommend.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay.
I know.
I'm loose.
I am loose today. Bob, how about you?
I get where you're coming from with the Bill Murray thing. It doesn't really bother me much in this because the character is supposed to be a asshole, very
Yeah.
unlikable, and then obviously as the plot progresses, he has that sort of come to Jesus moment at the end, and it generally works for me. I like this movie quite a bit, actually. I think it's a really good like 80s adaptation of A Christmas Carol. I think it's got a lot of jokes that land for me, and it also really doesn't shy away from it being a ghost story. Like it really does, I think, deliver on some pretty horrific stuff. This is, comedy first, I think, horror second, but I think it does fit pretty nicely in like the comedy horror comedy space or whatever however you want to define it. So overall, I think, yeah, I would recommend this unless for some reason you just, really dislike Bill Murray's sense of humor. But outside of that, yeah, I think this is totally worth a watch.
I think
So
that's a
that
pretty small pool of people,
I
honestly.
think so. Yeah, I
Pretty
think so.
widely beloved figure.
Yeah. That
hard
sounds like
hard to
a
find.
kind of a loose recommend, but I don't know. Two-thirds of us say yeah, and one of us is like loosey goosey. So
Yeah, it's
I
a
think
pretty
that's
do
I
solid
what
think
you
that
want.
recommend.
skews to a solid
Yeah.
recommend.
All right, solid rock, solid,
Ooh,
hard recommend from you
Yes.
okay.
boys here at the Straight Chilling
Diamonds.
Crew. We're rolling into December hard. Check out Scrooged because we're gonna be spoiling the shit out of it, and here comes your warning.
Spoiler warning.
Whoa, Bob, you got this plot synopsis?
Ooh. You know I do. Ooh. Here we go. On December 23rd, the ruthless television executive Frank Cross plans an extravagant live broadcast of A Christmas Carol. He launches a fear-mongering ad campaign for the show and fires employee Elliot Loudermilk for questioning his tactics. That night, Frank is visited by the ghost of his mentor, Lou Hayward, who says he regrets not doing good deeds while he was still alive. He tells Franklin he will be visited by 3 ghosts to help him avoid the same fate. Frank's phone mysteriously dials his ex-girlfriend Claire, who visits him at his office, but he's too preoccupied to give her attention. Frank's increasingly erratic behavior causes his boss to assign the young, ambitious Bryce Cummings to assist in the live production. On Christmas Eve, Frank is visited by the ghost of Christmas past, who appears as a chain-smoking taxi driver. He takes Frank back to 1955, where he sees a young version of himself comforted by the television to escape the neglect of his fucked-up father. Then in 1968, an older version of himself working through the office Christmas party, but does end up meeting and falling in love with Claire. However, jumping to 1971, his growing selfishness has pushed her away. Back in present day, Frank decides to visit Claire at the homeless shelter she works at, but ends up mocking her as well as the homeless. He says she should prioritize herself over others. Next, the ghost of Christmas Present arrives, who is a violent fairy. She takes Frank to his assistant's house, and he sees she's struggling to feed her family, including her young son, who has been mute since he witnessed his father die. Frank is then shown his brother James, who yet again is celebrating Christmas without his brother. Frank is always invited, but he never does show. The ghost then abandons Frank in a sewer under a sidewalk, where he finds the frozen corpse of a homeless man he previously mocked. Frank, terrified, eventually breaks through a boarded door and finds himself transported to the production. Just a few minutes before the show is actually set to start, Frank goes into his office, where he's met by the extremely desperate Elliot, whose wife has now left him. Elliot tries to kill Frank with a shotgun, and Frank runs to the elevator, where he is met by the literal Grim Reaper, the ghost of Christmas future. The ghost shows Frank a bleak future where Calvin is institutionalized, Claire is a vain socialite, and his cremation ceremony is only visited by his brother and his wife. Frank finds himself inside the coffin, consumed by flames, as he is then jolted back to the elevator face to face with Elliot. Frank, now full of life, ends up rehiring Elliot and gives him a raise. He takes over the production and interrupts the live broadcast to share his new appreciation for life and states it's never too late to change. He apologizes to Grace and his brother and delivers a heartfelt plea to Claire, who rushes over to the studio. As they reunite live on TV, Calvin speaks his first words. He says, "God bless us, everyone." Finally, Frank leads everyone in a joyous rendition of "Put a Little Love in Your Heart." Roll them credits.
All right.
Here you
Well,
go.
boys, what
Yeah.
do you think? A Christmas Carol, the most successful horror story ever?
Could be. That's
That's
a
a-
reasonable take, honestly.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
It has
It depends on
endured.
how you're looking at it, though, because it is, but it's also like by most people's standards today, I think the fact that it ends with no actual, like the original ends, no bloodshed, no anything. It's just got a few spooky scenes,
It's
so it like
haunted, I know.
doesn't align with modern sensibilities
Yeah.
of horror, I don't think. Which is
It's a
why
ghost
people
story,
find
though.
it ends on a heartwarming note. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not most
Yeah.
most horrors don't necessarily do that, and I feel like that's a little cognitive dissonance for people. But I think that you're right. Like, yeah, it's a ghost story. It deals with
Mhm.
death, and it deals with a lot of horrible things, really. Like the sins of humanity and all this shit. Like, I don't know, could
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
And I think that this take on it in the '80s, to specifically to have a retelling of this story in the '80s is so so potent. It's such a potent time for that to be to be
Yeah.
tackled, because the unfettered deregulation and all this shit, and like people
Yeah.
like just climbing over each other to make money, the Wolf of Wall Street of it all. Like it
Yes.
really speaks to
The
that
cocaine of it
sort
all.
of cravenness.
Yeah, I was waiting for Bill
Yeah.
Murray to just start ripping lines, but he sticks to the vodka
Yeah.
and tab.
That
The
would have pushed us
tab,
into
dude.
our
Oh
tab,
my God.
totally.
Yeah.
Jones and
Yeah.
the TAB.
I think it's really a lot of it too is like the aesthetic of this, the grimy New York. It just, when I think of A Christmas Carol, you want the classic, England cobbled streets and this. No, I think it's hard for me to get, the ghost too of the taxi driver and a fairy. Like it just doesn't match, the typical aesthetics that we get. But I do think that there are some moments that are handled really, really well. Like when his boss comes back, the first ghost or whatever. That looks
Mhm.
great. I think
Yeah, that's
that looks
Really
amazing.
good.
really good. And also too, I think the ghost of Christmas Future is pretty awesome too, with the
Yeah.
screen face and when he lifts up the veil or whatever, and there's like the fucking
The
corpses.
wretches under
Yeah,
there,
dude. Oh
like
my
that shit
God.
is
That's
good
dark.
fucking
Stuck in
Yeah.
his
practical
rib
effect.
cage,
Yeah.
screaming. It's pretty
Yeah.
fucked up. Yeah.
Very end, they show them like holding candy canes and shit, and I thought that's one of the funniest things in the movie, honestly.
Yeah,
They're
those
singing
those are two of
along.
my favorites. I hated the fairy though. I hated the
The
fairy.
fairy is a
Oh
low
my
point
god,
in the
dude.
movie for me. She's a little
Story
annoying.
wise, yes, but this time around, I'm looking at Carol Kane and I'm like, Carol Kane is looking great in this movie. She is
Randy,
looking great in this movie.
you want her to
Who's is
grab you
that?
by
Is
the
that
lip?
the fairy you talking about?
Yeah, yeah,
Want her
Oh,
to throw
yeah.
you
She looks
down the
fucking.
stairs, Randy? You want her
I
to
wouldn't say
whoa,
no.
Randy.
Her,
step
I mean,
on your
Slap you around with the.
nuts?
Oh God,
break my
why does it always
balls.
go to the nuts?
You got that
Literally, the
nutcracker
ball
with you,
breaker suite is
fairy?
how they open the fucking scene.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Oh no, don't break my balls.
Don't.
Don't.
No, but she's
Really
great. Like
don't.
she's great. Like as a comedic actress, obviously. Like she's in so many. Like she was like she's probably the thing that our generation probably recognizes her best from is Adam's Family as the grandmother from Adam's
Ah,
Family. But
yeah.
like
Okay, sure,
Yeah.
sure,
she's
yeah.
in a billion fucking things, and she's
Okay.
always really really funny in them, in my opinion. So I like, but like this, she looks sexy. She looks great.
Whoa, Randy. Okay, all right.
Merry Christmas to Randy. Oh.
And
This
a
also
special hello to Carol Kane.
this also adds several kind of new elements or twists, some of them that I don't think are in the original. And one of the things that I don't, there are some things that I think do work well, but one of the things I don't like is also to Bobcat, the what is his
Oh,
loud
louder
milk
milk.
or so louder milk?
Louder milk,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
That dude's I don't really like that
Oh
added
man, I love
aspect
that.
of it. I
I love
don't.
Bobcat in this, man.
Hmm.
He's
Me too.
so like love like
It's
unhinged in a lovely specific kind of way.
kind of
That's
annoying to me.
I like
His line
loosely
delivery's great.
I loosely grew up watching this as a kid because it was like one of those that's always on Comedy Central. So I
Yeah.
like saw it in bits and pieces, and like seeing him run around with a shotgun like stuck out to me so hard because I was like, why would the nice guy from Police Academy be doing this? Like,
Eh,
what's going on? I
I
love
mean,
it though. I think he's funny.
I think he's really like he delivers a lot of like lines, some of them kind of subtle that were really really funny. I thought, of course, I can't conjure any off the top of my head now, but one thing that I do like the one negative about that to me is that as much as I enjoy it, he is basically just doing his at the time like his rock steady whatever they call it, the caveman shtick that he does. That voice, like that's just
Yeah.
what he was as a public
Yeah.
figure for a long time,
It's like a
and
Polly Shore. Just
kind
got
of,
his little
yeah, where he kind of
shtick.
got he kind of like worked himself into that corner for a bit, and like he's like a normal person also.
Well,
So and
sure,
he's
yeah.
since made a lot of like cool things that aren't cribbing off that at all, and I think he kind of swore off of it maybe even. But in any case, I think this is one of my favorite examples of him in that sort of like cadence. So I
Mm.
just it's really good for a character that's like both timid and also shocked and like very pressed. You know what I
Mm.
mean? It works
Mm.
for this kind of character really really well,
He's got
in my
that
opinion.
style of like physical humor going throughout this. Bill Murray does too, specifically when he's like involved with the Ghost Christmas Present. But that like that very physical comedy where he's just getting thrown around and like
Hmm.
falling over, and even the
Slapstick.
cabs are like splashing them with water as they drive by and shit. Yeah, that slapstick sort of humor, shit that you
Him.
just truly don't
Oh,
see
sorry.
ever made anymore. I
The
like
running
seeing it.
bit of his bottle getting like stolen or
Yeah,
dropped or whatever is
yeah.
pretty funny. And like
Yeah.
it's just he's very much like just put upon, and you can kind of see it makes a narrative sense for where he ends up. And then when Frank has his ultimate culmination, the fact that he's like pitching this all off of this character, like I don't know why, it just feels right. Like he's like his big exuberant moment is with this character that's like that he particularly caused the most direct harm in a single day.
Yeah, why would
Um
he say he's like, "Oh, I'll double your salary and everything," but then he's like, "I don't think you're getting your job back." It's like, why is this desperate man helping Bill
Yeah.
Murray? He wouldn't do that.
he was a drunken man. I think he was going in there to kill him. I don't know. Like he's kind of
Well, I
not.
know
Yeah.
I
that's
don't
my
know.
whole point. He's like, "Oh, well, I'll help your life get back on track," but then he's like, "Help me sabotage my career," essentially, like by holding these people hostage. And he's like, "I don't think
Yeah,
you're getting your
true.
job back tomorrow." But also, too, I think there's so many of these added elements and that are not in the original, and then going back to the regular timeline that makes this movie feel or like extra long for me. Because in the regular story, you spend the time with Scrooge and you get the whole setup of what everybody's doing, the Tiny Tim, or like you get introduced to Bob and like the situation, and then you go on the journey. You go to the past, you go to the present, you go to the future, and you wake up on Christmas. But this time it's like
He's
you
jumping
set
around
some
a little
stuff
bit.
up, you go to the past, you come back and you do some stuff in the present, and then you meet the ghost of the present, you go to other places, then you come back, and I think it makes it feel extra long, and then they add in these extra things that I don't think are necessary to build up Bill's character even more, of just like the other executive coming in and kind of taking over the production, and then you have this Loudermilk guy who's got to go through his thing, but then you also have the secretary, which is supposed to be Bob, and then you got his brother over here, and it feels like coming back too much and adding in these extra elements. It feels like it's just a little too long and a little too much back and forth too for me. It's one of the like
Interesting,
kind of
because
problems I have.
so like it sounds like, and you can say it otherwise, but like it sounds like you're like want it to be far more adherent to the original story than it is. And to me, like I never see this as a true retelling by any stretch. It is a play. Like it is self-aware of the existence of A Christmas Carol. So to me, it
True.
never was going to be a straight retelling. It is just like playing with the elements a little bit and modernizing them, which includes like if you've got this character that's in a very different kind of like evil boss scenario. Like an evil CEO is different than an evil like shopkeep in the fucking
Yeah,
1800s. You
yeah.
know what I mean? So like the kind of people he's around, the way he operates is cutthroat, but it's not just like it's not necessarily just petty. It's also gamesmanship. So like having this threatening presence through Bryce is fine with me, and like him like it maybe I can understand like feeling like it's maybe overlong or whatever, but I don't feel that way because to me it actually helps integrate some of those storylines a little bit more rather than having them clearly segmented and act one is this and it's like the It movies versus the It miniseries. Like I understand wanting to keep them discreetly separate, but I think that for me it's more fun to bounce around a little bit like they do in like Yellow Jackets, say, or just off the top of my head, or Lost or something. Like
Mm,
I like interspersing those revealing bits that don't only help like build what's coming, it also helps reveal a little bit about what you've already seen. Like
yeah.
not as much, not a ton in this movie, but a little bit.
Hmm.
I like the back and forth too. It feels like it helps ground the movie a little more. Like if you were to have like the three ghosts all back to back to back, I don't know, I feel like it might maybe sort of untether you to the primary like plot of what's happening, like because he's like running this production, and if the majority of the movie or half the movie you're just completely away from it and then you come back, it might feel kind of like, well, like why do we even fucking care about the production anymore that he's putting on? Like I like that he kind of keeps coming back and checking in, and it also gives Bill Murray like more time to ad lib, and I think a lot of that stuff is pretty funny. Like the nipple bit is the best part of the movie probably. I don't know, just like him going to lunch with with his boss and the dude from
Oh my
California, and
god.
they serve him a glass of water with an eyeball in it, and he starts freaking the fuck out. And then he sees the guy catch fire and he throws water on him. Like, yeah, these like
I
random like
love
goofy things, these bits really work for me, even if they do pad it out in some way. I kind of like all that
but I
stuff.
mean it is ultimately like a comedy, like starring an improviser star. Like
Yeah.
this is at least half of what people are coming to see this movie for, right? Like and I think it fulfills a promise basically. And I'll say like when he dumps water on that waiter and he's just like, what the fuck? And he turns like, I'm sorry, I thought you were Richard Pryor. That shit still makes me laugh a lot. That is such a fucking ridiculous, horrible line.
It
Yeah.
is.
Uh,
Yeah.
I do want to
Apparently,
highlight some. Oh, go ahead.
I was like, whenever Bill Murray busts his ass as he's running out of that restaurant, that was real. He really fucking
Oh,
absolutely
busted
real.
his ass.
Yeah, there's no way that wasn't real.
Yeah, he fell hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing
What
I
are you
want to
saying?
highlight for the positives, I don't want to just go a full negative on it, but I thought that when they go to the past, especially when they're like very lovey-dovey and stuff, the chemistry with
Oh, with Karen Allen?
Claire, yeah, when
Hmm.
they're especially when they're opening presents and stuff
The
like
Kama
that.
Sutra.
Yeah, just I thought that their dynamic was really nice, and it's the one kind of moment in the film where Bill Murray's not just being a huge asshole all the time. So it's a kind of nice. It's nice to see him be able to pull it off, because I know that is his big thing is being an asshole. And he
Yeah.
does it well in this film, but it's nice. It's a short moment, but I thought that their chemistry was handled well. And I really like the secretary too. I think the secretary brings a lot of
Yeah.
warmth when they go to her
Mhm.
house and stuff like that. It was nice to have some warm moments here. And I think that they pull them off well, even though they're short and minimal.
I agree. I love like they're the meet cute between Bill Murray and Karen Allen's characters is like really
Hmm.
sweet, like genuinely kind of fun and like I don't know,
And you find out
it's
why
more
she calls him
Hallmark than it is.
Lumpy, which is
Yeah,
a nice thing. Yeah.
yeah, which is real nice. And then like all their conversations, but the entire like past scene or whatever, it's nice to see. Like I think they do a good job of showing that Frank Cross was he worked up to what he is now. Didn't start there. Like it
Yeah.
shows a very clear like start point of like, oh, he was very dedicated to his work. He was willing to sacrifice personal things and people in his life in order to get ahead. But it was not like a foregone conclusion at that time. He was not as cynical as he became, and not
Mhm.
as very evil as he became. He had to become evil to get where he was, and that I don't know that I mean
Yeah.
that just helps sell the whole core conceit for me of an 80s CEO Scrooge. Like that
Yeah.
makes perfect sense in my mind.
Really, you got to be
Um,
born rich to be kind. That's the thing. When you work yourself up to it,
yeah,
you
Oh
that's
make
the
many
thing.
yeah.
We've
Yeah.
seen that proven
sacrifices.
true time and time again. And
Tale as
yeah,
old as
inherited
time.
wealth is the surest sign that you are a good and
Yeah.
kind person.
I love in the flashback where we do have the meet cute between Bill Murray and Karen Allen, where Bill Murray, it's like I forget, it's like 1968 or something, which means he would be 17, maybe 18, and it's still just like I don't know, 40-year-old Bill Murray playing that character or whatever. It's
They
like
just make his hair a little wilder.
that
Yeah.
shit was cracking me up watching
I
it. I
didn't
was like,
really
oh
think about it
man,
that way, but yeah, you're right.
yeah, he's
You know
like.
what I didn't notice? I'm sorry, go ahead, Bob.
No, that yeah, go for it. I was doing like
What I
age
like, this is
math.
so stupid, but like, just my brain never connected this very, very obvious and not at all hidden dot, which is that like I didn't realize that the guy at the like his boss in the flashbacks is the boss that was the zombie. Like, I don't know why it took until this fucking like 10th or 12th viewing of this movie for me, like, oh, he was the zombie. This is the guy that eventually like is back to warn him as a zombie, but like he's so made up in the
Yeah,
as the
yeah.
ghost form that
I
like I
don't
did
think I
not
ever
recognize
connected
him.
that
I didn't
either. So
really
don't
either.
feel bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay, good.
yeah,
Because like I mean, they don't spend a lot of time with him in the
yeah.
past or whatever, but they show his connection to him,
Yeah.
and it is
It's a lot
Lou.
of
That's
makeup.
Lou. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, it
it's
is.
the
Yeah.
character, and it does show that he's a philanderer. He's a little, but he's not like he also doesn't seem like the worst guy in the world. It's easy to see how a young like
Mm.
mailroom guy that's trying to get ahead being shined upon by a boss who's just like, hey, you didn't happen to notice a party around here? Like this, like
Hmm.
he's a
Yeah.
charming figure that is taking him under his wing, and I can see why he would be sort of like siren songed into a away from the things that are actually important in his life by somebody like that.
Well, I think they kind of combined those. I think they're trying to do it's weird because they add so many new elements to this one, but from the original story, you have two people that affect Scrooge's life in his business sense, though first one is the one he really respected, Fezziwig, I think, who
Yeah.
treated him with kindness and like really helped him come up. And then the other one is his partner who has died, who's the one of
Mm,
Warren. So they're kind of combining, I guess, that element of
I hadn't thought of that.
somebody. Yeah, so I don't, yeah, I guess that's supposed to, because you do in the past, he has a mentor that was a positive influence on his life, Fezziwig. And but then
Mhm.
he like was like, oh, Fezziwig, he spent too much money to, for this Christmas party, and like
Yeah, yeah.
should have been working and too jolly and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But then when he looks back on it, he's like, oh, those were great times. And
Right. Even his mentor is telling him, "Hey, you should be enjoying this party. That's what it's
yeah.
for." And it's told right in the moment by whatever, not Tom Waits, that
Right.
it's like that it was him
Yeah.
that took that away eventually. He's like, "This is something that you chose not to participate in, but meant a lot to people, and you took it away from them for efficiency's sake, and
Mhm.
the office morale had to suffer for it, I'm sure." So I don't know. I think it's a good beat.
Yeah, that
Bobby
taxi
is.
driver just is Tom Waits, right? Like,
I feel confident they tried to get Tom Waits to do this, and he said no. And then because of his litigation against people like stealing his likeness and stuff and doing lookalikes and sound alikes of him in commercials and shit, they had to like walk right up to the line with this actor
yeah,
to
it's pretty
not cross
close.
it.
Pretty
It's
close.
pretty close, but it's not. I don't think it's not 1-to-1,
Yeah.
which is impossible anyway. But
The beginning of this movie is fucking gold, man. When we get a glimpse
oh,
of
the
like
Lee
the
Major stuff.
yeah, the night the reindeer died, all the
Oh
programming they're
yeah.
doing at the television station. And it's like this Santa's workshop
The
is
Father
like
loves
the
Beaver.
promos, dude,
getting
yeah.
shot to
Father
shit.
loves Beaver. That
Father
comedic timing on
loves
that edit was
Beaver.
really
Yeah.
funny.
Bob Goulet's old-fashioned Cajun Christmas.
The
Yeah.
Gator, the Gator, dude.
It's kind of Rick and Morty coded in that scene, like
Oh
weirdly
shit.
enough. It's
Yeah,
just
that shit
like insane bit after insane bit.
that shit
Cajun
cracks me up,
Christmas.
man. And the Bobcat saying it looks like the Manson family Christmas special. It's like, man, what a
Yeah.
great beginning to this. And then yeah, it's fucking gold. Also, Danny Elfman, I don't know if I ever
I know.
realized that Danny Elfman scored this. The score on this
Oh,
thing is fucking fire. Yeah.
It's great. Yeah.
oh.
Like I always forget that he did, and then that opening, like it's just unmistakably Elfman once you like
Yeah.
stop and listen to it for a second.
In the end of the movie where they go to like the Ghost of Christmas Future and he sees himself like burning alive and all this stuff. That whole segment feels very Burton-esque where they've got like the walls are sort of skewed and he's walking at an angle down the hallway.
Yeah, that's
All the
true.
art direction, it's like Elfman Light, though. I don't know if he actually did any of the production on that. I feel like he just did the score but it
No, I
does
mean,
kind of
it was
have
Oh
just
that
saying it's got
yeah.
a
Beetlejuice
Burton kind of
adjacent.
feel. Yeah, it
Yeah,
really
just a
does.
Burton
Yeah,
vibe.
Especially
Yeah,
the
yeah.
funeral scene, and then Claire is all pasty white,
the
and she's got the
gaunt pay. Yeah,
crazy. Yeah, it does look,
Mm.
yeah, Burton-esque for sure.
like they're in a weird white void the entire thing.
Yeah. That was kind of
Um,
like hit or miss for me too, because I thought the funeral scene was very effective, especially when all of a sudden he's in the coffin and it's on
mhm.
fire. I was like, because it's a
Yeah.
little bit different than just, "Ooh, I'm dead," or what, like him
Yeah,
feeling like he was in the furnace. I was like, oh, that actually is really fucked up.
I
It's
thought that
But
was
the
dark,
scary.
yeah.
but the Claire moment really didn't hit for me. And also too, I feel like we lose the effectiveness of what the original like Tiny Tim moment is. Like, oh, he dies of the disease, and there's just the empty
Mm.
chair where the family is mourning him. And this time he's like, he's institutionalized, and the mom's like, I
Yeah.
can't visit him. Or it didn't really hit for me, and the Claire bit didn't make sense.
Okay,
But then the
the Claire
coffin
thing hit me
thing
differently.
was really good.
Yeah, it's the Frank stuff really hits. The other stuff is kind of like, yeah, it maybe feels a little hollow compared to the Frank stuff. But
I don't know. Sorry, go ahead.
I think he really sells that ending monologue though. Like Bill Murray is such a vile piece of shit this whole movie, and then when he bursts out of that elevator, and he like kisses Bobcat Goldthwait on the mouth and shit.
Hmm.
Like there to the end, I think he like really sells this like joyous version of Bill Murray that you don't often see. Like he even tears up, like he really like gets emotional at the end and it like stretches his acting chops a little bit in a way that I think is pretty impressive, really.
And really, like, it's not just the acting. It's like, again, it's improv, but it's not
Improv, yeah.
necessarily comedic. There are comedic beats in there, obviously. Like he bridges the gap between emotional moments with bits of charm and comedy, like the mistletoe bit and all those things. Like, but it feels like an episode of Curb where it's clear that he's tripping over words and like refinding his place. Like
Mhm.
it speaks to the excitement of the character. It feels authentic because he is authentically tripping over things, trying to get to the point that he's supposed to get to. That is maybe not. Maybe he's being directed not to be hyper adherent to the script. You know,
Mhm.
he's freewheeling a little bit, and it makes it feel more authentic. And I don't know. To me, like that plus, like you said, all of the vile shit that he does and says throughout this movie, it really like it feels right for this retelling, for a retelling of the story. I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it hits for me. This movie goes hard as hell too. Like some of it is really, really fucked up and sad. That moment where Frank is stuck in the sewer and he finds the frozen corpse of the homeless man,
Yeah, man.
it's pretty grim. Like it's a pretty sad moment.
It reminds me of Groundhog Day, honestly. Like, what year
Yeah.
did Groundhog Day come out? Was it 85? I gotta look now.
This was
Um,
88. I feel like Groundhog's Day was after this, but I'm not 100%
Actually,
sure
you're
on
right.
that.
No, it was 93. But like, it's
Okay.
got like, and it's just like as a story beat, like as an emotional, like kind of like core thread that you just kind of get interjected into this thing is it like a person who is down on their luck, who is homeless, that Frank or the Bill Murray's character is negligent towards and dismissive of, only to find out that they are in mortal danger, and it
Mm,
was his choices that maybe led him not to survive. Although in Groundhog's Day, it was not his choices that led him not to survive, as we find out. It was really just like just his time sort of situation. And it's just a reminder of the fragility of life and all that sort of thing. So I don't know, like I just to point out, just to connect the dot. I think that that's really interesting that the Bill Murray of all people like is just in multiple movies where this is being used as a very as a parable. You know what I mean? This similar
mm.
story that's kind of
Yeah.
baked in.
The the bit where you see little Frank and his dad gives him like 5 pounds of veal for Christmas and tells him to get a job, like that shit's really sad. And when he blows Claire off to go to dinner with his boss, and she's like, I think we should, take a break from each other. And like he doesn't even fucking react to that. Like
Mhm.
there's some pretty hardcore moments in this movie that one really stuck out to me. Like he just goes back to work and is completely
He was not even
unfazed
listening to her. Yeah,
by what she
Yeah.
said. Yeah, it's pretty grim
Karen Allen
stuff.
sells that stuff too. Like she's too
Dude,
good of
I
a
know.
character in this.
Yeah.
She's fantastic, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
The
Ugh.
Kama Sutra. You boys ever get it or give a copy of the Kama
Like
Sutra to someone for Christmas?
Oh, Bob, every
receiving a
Christmas.
copy of the Kama Sutra is a solid gift.
That's why I give it out
I
every
got it from my
Christmas.
aunt last year.
I get, I get, what the fuck?
A family copy. It's been handed down generation to generation.
Damn.
Oh no!
Uh,
From whence you came?
yeah, my family's wild.
Yeah.
They're wild.
Okay.
I don't know. Any other major things you guys want to touch on here?
Mm.
I don't know. I feel like this movie has a bit of a mixed reputation, and I'm sure that my opinion of this is pretty colored by my repeated viewings, the nostalgia factor, all those sorts of things. They count for something. I have a harder time delineating where those things lie because I do think that there is a good movie in here on its own merits, but it seems like the people that saw it at the time were not, or like whatever, like it just doesn't have like a sterling reputation with people. It doesn't seem like, except for the Bill Murray of it all. If you're a Bill Murray fan, you like this movie. If you're not, it's maybe a little more scattershot as to whether or not you're going to like it, it seems like. So I don't know why that is exactly, because like there are things that I can point to and say like, yeah, that's not the greatest or whatever. Like Justin, you pointed out a few things that are perfectly reasonable critiques, but nothing that like to me like takes away from its best parts. So I don't know. Just to point that out, and I don't know.
It feels like this one fell through the cracks a little bit when it comes to Bill Murray's filmography. Like it's just not very well seen
I
or
feel like
celebrated, I think.
I
Really?
feel like it's
It
underrated as a
feels that
movie and
way.
overrated as a Bill Murray movie.
Hmm.
Maybe,
Okay.
Maybe
yeah.
vice versa. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I've always seen it as part of his regular catalog. I wouldn't under.
Really?
Yeah, I feel
Yeah, maybe
confident.
I'm off base on that, but it feels
Mhm.
that way to me though.
Okay.
That's the thing. This is the thing is like I feel like the way people feel about this movie is like kind of all over the map. It feels like, and I don't know how to really
Hmm.
make sense of that other than to just point it out.
Yeah, yeah. There are a couple like other neat little horror moments in this where like the first time you see Death, like his giant hand is coming through the wall of TVs behind Frank, which is a really great moment, but he's interrupted by Elliot Loudermilk running in. And when you see them like at the crematorium and Death is just sort of like floating across the tile floor and the fog is like emanating from Death and like rolling away from him like
Mhm.
from his cloak. I love the look of that shit. Like he's just floating on fog and moving around the room. That shit looks awesome.
And it leads to
More
some
of
cool
that.
like that costume with like the face the
Yeah.
screen face or whatever. Like it led to a couple of really cool shots, like when he's like pointing down the hallway and it's displayed on the face, and you're like, I don't know, like interesting like cinematography came out of that costume, man.
Yeah. Good design. Good shit. Let's
Mhm.
go ahead and rate this thing out of 5. Ran Diesel, why don't you kick us off? You're a bit of a Murray head.
I
Kick us
guess,
off.
yeah. I mean, I'm not like I'm not a completionist. I'm not
Bit of a
like
Bill Nut.
I think that maybe there's like a little bit too much glorification of this man in general.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah.
I think is maybe not overrated isn't really the right word. It's really just like over revered, to where like just his mere presence in a
Yeah.
movie makes people
Blame
think that it's suddenly great.
blame Zombie Land for that, I think. Or at least partially.
Maybe I think that's the net result, honestly, more so
Yeah,
than the
maybe.
cause.
Maybe so.
Um, but like people like doing like street art of his face and shit, and like I don't know, it's a there's a weird cult of personality around the man that goes a little bit beyond what it should, I think. But all that to be said, I think this is a great movie. I have a lot of nostalgia for this movie. I think that it, like I said earlier, putting an 80s CEO in this place, the place of Scrooged, it gives them a like fertile ground to like not maybe not like hammer home, but certainly to touch on consumerism and like what's the word like the psychopathy of the kind of people that get to that station in life. Um, I don't know. I really like that. I do kind of wish they had hammered that a little bit more, but they're trying to make this accessible. They're still trying to make this into not maybe not family friendly movie, but certainly a movie that that lands in a heartwarming place. And it's going to be hard to do that if you lean too far into fucking Jason Bateman, not Jason Bateman, Patrick Bateman of it all.
Jason Bateman of it
That
all.
works too.
Either one, why not? Same guy. Um, yeah, I don't know. I really like this movie overall. I think that the performances are great. I even like the parts that I used to be kind of my skip over parts. Like I used to kind of feel that way about the Ghost of Christmas Present. Like the slapstick there was never the funniest parts to me, but like it's grown on me, and like for like I just like seeing Carol Kane doing shit. I still think she's like funny enough
Oh, we
in her
know.
own right. Well, and then
Doing
there's
shit.
that, and then there's the side eye aspect of it.
Keep
But
doing
like, yeah, I
shit.
don't know. Like, even the bad parts are still kind of good to me. Like, even the parts that don't I used to not. It's like when I watched Willy Wonka and I used to skip over the Cheer Up Charlie song. I love that song now. I watch it through every time. So I don't know.
Just a big
Um,
softy, Randy.
I guess so. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna give it I'm just gonna give it my gut of a 3.5. Not a perfect movie by any stretch, but it is a movie that I have a lot of fondness for. That does a lot of things right, and that I think is maybe a little bit is simultaneously under and overrated based on who you're talking to, which is just an odd. It's just an odd movie to parse in terms of its place in culture, but I just really like it a lot.
Was
All
that
right.
3.5 you said?
Yes, sir.
Juice. How do you feel?
Yeah, I guess I'm not too far off because I don't know. I kind of go back and forth with this movie. Like I said, I mean, I don't necessarily want it to be like a straight retelling. I don't want it to be as close as possible to A Christmas Carol. But when I view this movie though, I do see it as I'm viewing A Christmas Carol. Like I see it as I'm watching one of the many, many Christmas Carol movies that exist. Like I hold it in that kind of regard. And so in that way, it again, like I said, it's not one that I'm ever particularly reaching for, but when it's on, I always remember that there are quite a lot of impressive moments to this film. They're not necessarily things that I want to see, but that I can respect and that I get enjoyment out of when it's on. Um, as I said before, I think a lot of the practical effects in here look fantastic and hold up really well and do have a bit of Tim Burton flair, actually. The like I said, Lou coming back, I think is one of the best, and then the deaths or the Christmas future design is really awesome, and even that guy like being frozen, Randy's background being frozen down there. We didn't really tell in that below the streets and it's all ice and stuff. Kind of looks like Batman Returns a little bit too. Yeah, just there are some really cool elements to this that really do kind of make it special in a way. And there are good Bill Murray moments as well, even though it's not completely like what I want. At least Scrooge is supposed to be an asshole. You're not supposed to like him. And so it does tolerate it or it does make it a bit more tolerable with that aspect in it. And then they add warm characters in where they need to. I feel like maybe there could have been a little bit more just to kind of balance it out a little bit, but what's there is really good and effective. Little too long. I think this is 140. I think 10 minutes could have been shaved if one of the little side plots or like extra bits was not in there and we didn't go back and forth so much. So I do think it could have been trimmed up a little bit, but it's not like so terrible. So yeah, I think I'm gonna give this a 3 out of 5. I'm not gonna give half star for the Yabos. I'm not even gonna give quarter star.
You've
So
been
I
thinking
thought
about
about I've
that
been thinking about it the whole
all
time. I
night.
really don't know anything that you guys say.
That
Um
shows.
I assume we all rated it now, so let's go ahead and head over to our Rotten
Yeah, we have
Tomato.
all said everything that we've
I was
wanted
thinking
to
about
say.
those Yabos, so I just assumed both of you rated it already.
Oh, Bob, wait a
Oh,
minute.
Bob,
Oh,
wait.
oh,
I see. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
why didn't
Oh,
you chime in, Bob?
oh,
Come on.
oh,
Bob.
sorry. I thought I already said everything I needed to say, but I guess I didn't.
Bob, out of 5.
Oh,
What are you
hey,
gonna rate
hey,
Scrooged?
hey. I guess I'm a little warmer on this than you guys, which I didn't anticipate based on our conversation. I mean, not like crazy hot on this. Don't get me wrong. I dig this movie though. I think this works as a pretty successful adaptation of A Christmas Carol, and I think you get a lot of Bill Murray in this, like that really works. Like you can see his acting ability really come through and like stretch in this movie than I think you see in a lot of other Bill Murray performances, where he's a little more one note, I guess. He's got more range happening in this that I really dig. They filmed this, I believe, 4 years after Ghostbusters came out. And like after the crazy success of Ghostbusters, I guess Bill Murray just fucked off to France and lived there for like 4 years and didn't work. And then he came back to do this. So like considering that he had been not practicing his profession for like 4 years and to come in hot with like some pretty solid improv, I would say, is just kind of impressive to me. So I dig that. I really dig the supporting cast too. There's a lot of like sort of familiar character actors in this that do a really great job. I love seeing Bobcat Goldthwait in almost anything. I love seeing him in this. All of the practical effects look really good. I think they really hold up well. When his boss comes back to give him his warning and then holds him outside the window of the skyscraper and his arm breaks in half, like that moment is like fucking amazing. The design of death and everything. They just really they don't pull any punches regarding the practical effects or like the overall ghost story of this. They really go kind of hard where it needs to go hard. It pulls on some heartstrings, and I think that closing monologue is impactful. I think it hits. Yeah, so there's not a whole lot of like negatives for me. Maybe it feels a touch long in the tooth, but I don't know that I would really want them to cut anything. I like kind of the additional characters and the fact that we keep sort of going back and forth in time. I like that change here. So I don't know. This one doesn't quite feel like a classic to me, but maybe it's like sort of like skirting the line there. But I'm gonna come in with a 4 even on this, and that
I
is gonna
debated a 4.
put. Well, Randy, you can always. There's room to
Oh, wait. I
grow.
thought it was written in blood.
Not when you agree with me, though. Then we can,
Oh, yeah.
negotiate
Okay.
things.
Mm.
Hmm.
Danny Elfman score, great. Yeah, good shit. 4 from you, boy Bob. That's going to put our aggregate at a 3.5 for Scrooge. So let's go ahead and jump into a Rotten Tomatoes segment and see what the critics and users have to say.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Rotten Tomatoes segment in which I'm going to have these gents guess within the best of their ability what the aggregate positive score is on RottenTomatoes.com for both critics and users, using the critics' tomatometer and the users' poopometer. Starting with that tomatometer, there are 52 reviews counted from critics for this film. 52. So keep that in mind as you're making your wagers here. I'm going to start with Bob today. Bob, out of those 52 reviews, what percentage would you wager are positive?
I think this is going to be generally positive. But like we've discussed, it feels like the overall reception of this movie is kind of all across the board. It goes any which way. You never know how people are going to feel about this movie. I don't know that this is necessarily a critical darling. It's no Ghostbusters, but it is
Well, it's no
solid for what
Groundhog's
it
Day,
is.
legitimately.
It's no Groundhog's Day, yeah. So I don't know. This will high-ish maybe, but how high do we go? I'm just gonna. I'll take a 75, I think, please, sir.
75 from Bob. Okay. All right, that's directly in the mid-C area. Soju, how about you? You
I
got a
think it's
75 on the board.
I think it's gonna be higher than that. You boy, or what Bob was saying, it was like kind of underseen or underrated for like a Bill Murray. I don't know. I'm never got that impression, so I'm gonna go higher. I'm gonna go with the boys, 86. I'm taking them.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh,
All right.
project.
One last disguise.
All right. 86. The boys.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, well, some quick math, very quick math tells me that one of you is just 4 percentage points away from
Wow,
victory.
you're so quick
And I
with
think it's going to
math.
be hard to guess who it is because, like we said, this was kind of all over the place. The tomatometer reads as follows: 71%. Bob's walking away with this one. It was under
Ooh.
both of you guys, though.
Dude, that is
Oh,
precisely where we're at on this podcast.
yeah, that's true. We're men
Critics.
of the critics this
Men
week.
of the critics. I don't know if I like that as a
Oh, I don't
tagline.
want to
Yeah.
be part of the
I don't
elite.
want to. Why
The
would I ever
elite
want to be
Rotten
elite?
Tomatoes
I just
critics.
watched Scrooged. I was told not to be that.
I belong in the
Um,
slums and the streets.
that's right. Put me down in the dregs of society, baby. All right,
Randy's
let's
from
move
the
over to
streets.
let's move over to the poopometer where there are 50,000 plus ratings counted, a
Damn.
significantly higher portion here. And we're gonna go in reverse order as we make our wagers. Soju, 50,000 plus ratings. What percentage are positive?
I'm surprised by that. I want to double down 86. I want the boys again one more time.
One last
Wow.
disguise.
Oh
All
yeah.
right.
One
We know you
last
want the
disguise.
boys.
One last disguise.
One last disguise, please.
All right, Bob, how about you?
That it still feels kind of high, even for the users, which I think will probably be warmer on this than the critics. But it still feels kind of high, so I'll take the under. And I'll go with an 84 so that maybe we can tie it up.
Whoa.
84. All right. Do a little bit of quick math here. I believe, unless I'm doing my math poorly, that it's a 13 percentage
Oh,
point
fuck.
difference between the correct answer and one of you. That correct answer is, again, 71%.
Wow.
On both counts.
Damn.
Yeah. The critics and users are simpatico
Wow.
on this somehow. That's a rare thing indeed.
Well, Juice,
But
it's all
Bob, you're going to
skeet
sweep this
tonight.
week.
Bob, that's a skeet
Skeet's
sweet.
back on the menu, boys.
Story of my life.
Doubt it. There's
You're
weeks
gonna
where
have to
there's
prove
no
that
skeet, Bob.
claim.
We've got proof.
We record it weekly.
Bob's whole life is No Nut November.
Oh God.
Damn,
I
dude.
hope not. Don't want that from my boy.
That's brutal.
It's taking it too far.
Yeah, let's Randy.
Sure.
Damn. Why are you so
Sure thing.
mean, Randy?
Why do you hate
Because I haven't been
Bob,
visited by my
Randy?
free ghost yet to tell me about the
You
the
need your
generosity
boy.
of jizzing.
You gotta
tease
want your
Bob
boy to
about
nut,
his
says the
skeet.
ghost.
Don't tease Bob about his skeet.
The ghost of nut future.
It just goes to Christmas future, and Bob's just really steaming
Are you
about
waiting to
Randy's
receive my limp penis?
skeet comments.
I
Just
can't believe he doesn't think I skeet.
Therapy bills are going up this week.
I do skeet. How can I convince
swear I
him?
skeet.
Listen
Why don't
here,
you believe
therapist.
me?
My boy Rand Diesel said that I don't skeet.
Even my boys don't think I skeet.
Even my boy.
If I can't convince my boys, who can I convince?
Definitely not my boys.
Oh God. The critics'
to be a
consensus does
therapist.
read.
Yeah, I guess.
Critics' consensus reads as follows: Scrooged gets by with Bill Murray and a dash of holiday spirit, although it's hampered by a markedly conflicted tone and undercurrent of mean-spiritedness. I don't
That's
know,
the
man.
point of the movie.
I agree. Like, I don't know, like, how you gonna have a not mean Scrooge?
Yeah,
Like, I don't understand.
have just a slightly rude Scrooge.
Yeah.
The entire
Go
thing
ahead.
about this movie is it's supposed to be a little bit of a counterbalance to the cynicism of the Reagan 80s, and like
Yeah.
there was a lot of that, like especially like the divisions in class and all that stuff. Like there's like all the rich folks are like jockeying for position, all the poor folks are scraping by and trying to make do with their families and so on. And like it's a classic tale, but it's also like I don't know, it feels distinctly 80s, and I don't know how you do that without the cynicism being there to then tackle.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is the entire point of the movie, and
Like-
like I don't to dial it down. I think would be doing a huge disservice to it. So that
Totally.
critique is stupid.
You damn
Stupid.
fool.
Get ready for some more because we're about to read some negative critic reviews. Let's see what these idiots have to say.
And then we'll talk about
Alright.
Skeet again.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about Skeet, the topic people are here to listen to. Here we go. Tacky in the extreme. This self-congratulatory 1988 film is an exercise in hypocrisy, indulging in every form of Christmas exploitation that it pretends to attack, and many of the laughs are forced.
Damn,
You
that's
could
a
argue the
little
laughs,
harsh.
but I think that's pretty harsh. Like, what is it that you expect from a story based on a Christmas Carol? Of course, it's going to lean into some holiday spirit shit. Like, what are you talking about? It's not exploitation. That's the story. I don't know what these people want.
It's
I think it
exploiting
really, yeah,
Christmas?
it is hard to kind of like wrap it in that 80s. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, it kind of rubs
But you
me
can
wrong a little bit too, but not to that
Self-
extreme.
Self-congratulatory, tacky in the extreme. It says, I don't know about that. Here's another one. An appallingly unfunny comedy and a vivid illustration of the fact that money can't buy you laughs.
I mean, if you don't think it's funny, that's up to you. Whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I got some laughs.
Yeah, me too. I always have. I don't know. Okay, we'll do one more. One more. In spite of the jokes at the expense of television network censors, there's very little in the film aside from naughty words that wouldn't be perfectly acceptable on primetime television. So,
So it's bad?
like, my question to that is, so what?
Yeah,
Like, what-
your point is
maybe I'm not getting his full point by reading this blurb on Rotten Tomatoes, but I'm going to pretend that I have, and it's stupid.
Yeah. All right,
That
now
seems
let's
like
get
the
back
right
to
thing to
Skeet.
do. Yeah, let's get back to Skeet. Bob, tell us some
It's
trivia
time for
about
the
Skeet.
it's
It's totally fine. for trivia.
Our new
Some
Skeet
trivia
segment
here.
here, you know.
It's a new, the weekly Skeet.
Let's go.
Oh
This just
boy.
in. Yeah, there's some trivia here. Not a ton.
Just
So
this
this
just in, Wells dry, boys.
this just in. Oh God,
The wells.
shut it off! I'm dry.
Damn.
This just in from our correspondents overseas. The well is dry. Bone
back,
dry, they say.
back to you, Juice. This is $32 million budget on this here film. It grossed about 100 million in theaters, so successful overall.
Yeah.
When the ghost of Christmas present grabbed Bill Murray's lip, she apparently tore it so badly that filming halted for a few days.
Wait, what happened?
Jesus.
When
What,
they
Rick?
first have
His lip?
that interaction and the fairy grabs him by the lip and is like kind of leading
Oh.
him around. You remember that? She like tore his
Yeah.
lip apparently.
Ooh.
Brutal.
Yikes.
That sounds terrible.
Randy, that sounds like your what dream happening.
I mean, the skeet's flowing again.
Oof,
This
oof,
just in, the well's full. Back to you, Juice.
It's full again. God damn.
Well, yeah, emergency averted.
The street musicians that Bill Murray walks by and like talks some shit to. There's a handful of folks playing. Among them, Miles Davis is on the street, which is wild.
That's hilarious considering he's like, what, you just learned this song today?
I
Or
know
some shit.
he's talking so much shit. Yeah, just
He's
legends.
such an extraordinary dick. I love that.
Bill Murray ad-libbed most of his lines in a 1988 interview with Philadelphia Daily News. Director Richard Donner said Murray's penchant for improvisation, discussed Murray's penchant for improvisation and described the experience of directing Murray as follows, quote, "It's like standing on 42nd Street and Broadway and the lights are out and you're the traffic cop." So it sounds like he loved working with Bill.
Hmm.
When Frank throws water on Richard on the burning waiter and says, "I'm sorry, I thought you were Richard Pryor," I didn't actually get what the fuck that meant, but apparently
Oh.
it's a reference to an event where Richard Pryor was freebasing cocaine and accidentally set himself on fire and ran down a busy street in L.A.
God damn. Okay.
Yeah. That was like he did like a famous bit about that. So like,
Oh, okay.
it was part of his act. Like it became part of his act, but it was true apparently.
I didn't know that. Interesting. Elaine May did an uncredited rewrite of the script in 1988. Bill Murray praised May, saying, quote, "She really has a major coconut on the top of her head. It sort of turned out to be her movie. She took the script home one night and rewrote the whole thing. One night."
Damn, that is awesome. Like
Yeah.
I wish I was that capable. Like
Damn.
to fucking hammer out a whole new script in a night. That's crazy.
A lot
Yeah.
of cocaine there.
Dude, maybe. It was the 80s. This is the last thing I have here. Shaboy movie critic Roger Ebert said this was the worst film adaptation of A Christmas Carol he had ever seen.
Okay, there you go. Well, I'm glad I'm not alone in my principle. I mean, I don't think it's the worst, but
Yeah,
I mean,
that's cannot
definitely
be
Far from there are
accurate.
so many.
there's
There's
literally like
it's
10 that
hard to
come out
believe.
every year. Yeah.
Yeah, there's probably like 25 Hallmark Christmas Carol alikes
But,
that you could
yeah.
look to.
Of the major ones,
Um,
this is definitely lower on my list.
He also like this is he had a blurb on the Rotten Tomatoes as well, which was a little different, which was it was obviously intended as a comedy, but there's little comic about it, and indeed the movie's overriding emotions seem to be pain and anger. So Ebert fucking hated this thing like
Damn.
a lot.
All right, well.
I think
Yeah.
touching on that, I think the warmth doesn't shine through enough. I think that's the thing is even at the end when he has this like come to Jesus moment, it's like it's not so warm. I don't know. The warm characters just maybe needed more and less of like the executive competing and the drunk guy in the streets. I don't know. I kind of feel
I
that a
don't know.
little
I
bit.
feel like Karen Ellen brings the heart enough for my and like the brother and the The
Yeah, they
receptionist,
do
Alfred
bring it.
Woodard's
I just don't think
character.
it like shines through enough. So I kind of feel that critique a little bit. I'm kind of on that
That's-
side. Not as strong, but on that side.
Something
Hard critic
else.
Soju.
Something else I read in the trivia that at the end where they're singing "Pillow Love in Your Heart" and Bill Murray turns and addresses the camera as if he's talking to the theater full of people watching the movie, and he's like trying
Yeah,
to get
yeah.
them to sing along. That was an ad lib that he did, and I really like that, like directly
Mhm.
addressing the audience to sort of sing along and like invite them to engage in the spirit of the movie and the holiday and all that. I thought that was a nice touch, actually.
Yeah.
I really loved when he said, "Feed me Seymour." That was nice.
Feed Miss Seymour, yeah. Cool. Yeah, that's all the trivia I got. Let's go ahead and talk about our cooter of the week.
Straight chillin'. Gooder of the week.
Juice, what is a cooter and why do we hunt them?
Cooter is a character type and a straight chillin'
Are you singing a Bollywood song right
exclusive.
now?
Cooter has to hit three of these 5 points to be considered a cooter. We want the cooter with the most points. The 5 points of cooterdom are sexual deviance, manipulation, smug arrogance, overall looking attire, and overall patheticness. Boys, I think we got one clear-cut cooter this week. Maybe more, but we got to start with old Bill Murray, right?
Yeah.
He has his redemption though, you
I
know?
think that we
Um,
have to. I think if we're gonna talk about Frank Cross the character, we talk about beginning of the movie Frank Cross the character, not into the movie, because like the whole
yeah,
point is that he comes around,
Yeah.
sure,
but
but
he's the clearest case before that.
yeah,
Oh
so
yes.
he's
Smug
got the
arrogance
smug
through the roof.
arrogance for sure.
Mm,
Manipulation. Who's he manipulating exactly? I mean, he's
he's I mean he's lying and manipulating his way up the ladder his entire career
And
basically.
his
Like when
boss
he's
too, yeah. And he kind of
yeah
like manipulating the situation a little bit.
yeah he's
well,
glad
he is
handing the fuck out of
directly
people.
trying to manipulate his entire audience at home by like making them
True.
fear
Be
that they
afraid, yeah, that's true.
yeah.
He's
To
so
miss, he's
psyched
like,
when an old
they have
lady
to be
dies.
scared to miss
Yeah.
it or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. When that
Okay.
lady dies of a heart attack, rejoices for the
Oh,
free,
remember when
press of it.
and they call and like and Alfred Woodard's like they want a quote from you from the Times and he's like tell her it's probably something she ate
She
and
ain't.
she says that and he goes oh don't do that and he's like we
Yeah.
at IBC are so horrified by
Yeah,
this
yeah,
turn of
yeah.
events blah, blah, or whatever and like he gives a line
Yeah.
He's a
basically.
spin doctor.
He's a spin doctor,
So
yeah,
All
crazy.
right.
smug arrogance, manipulation, check.
Sexual deviance. He's trying to put nipples in a children's Christmas play.
I want to see her nipple.
We have the receipts.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah, and he's making the dancers as
Bob wants to see those
Bob, I
nipples.
guess.
Bob's at odds with
I
himself
mean,
right
we
now.
all want to see the nipple. I mean, we're
Yeah.
all
Maybe
on the
if
same page here, boys.
maybe if you could skeet, this wouldn't be such an issue. I don't know.
My boys.
If the well wasn't dry, Bob.
No.
Um, so we got 3 overall patheticness.
I mean,
He's an
it's one of those
executive.
situations where like he sells out everything that's actually important in his life to get where he is,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
pretends that doesn't bother him, but it clearly does. And it's the hard candy shell, the gooey molten center of a kid who was neglected by his parents, and tries to earn that love back by working as hard as his dad wanted him to work, basically. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think that there's an element of patheticness to that, but it's also pretty understandable. They flesh it out to where it's hard to hold it against them, I think.
Mm. Okay.
I don't know.
Pathetic.
And then
Well,
looking at
Looking
tire.
entire.
I think he's looking pretty slick.
I don't think there's anything that stands out to me of how he's looking. He's wearing a dog costume at one point.
Yeah, but that's
Frisbee
he's
the
working.
dog.
Frisbee.
He's at
Yeah,
work.
He's a working man.
yeah. I don't know
All right.
about that one.
A,
I think
a
he's
hard
fine.
3 out of 5, which gets you there already. So
Yeah,
It
he's
gets
there.
you.
Is there anybody else?
I mean, there's people that exhibit some of that's like
Yeah, like his
Loudermilk has pathetic
boss,
down pat.
Loudermilk is
Like,
pathetic.
um, I don't know, not really. Like
Yeah, there's no other. Even
he
the
really is
other
the
executive guy seems like a decent dude,
Bryce
He's
right?
maybe,
fine,
but like
yeah.
he is so manipulative that it's kind of hard to tell what he's
That's true.
aiming at most of the
Or they make it
movie.
seem like you don't are not sure if he's manipulating or not.
Right.
Yeah.
Until he says the line like, "Oh, he's finished," and he's like gleefully smiling about the
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Frank like
yeah.
jumping on air and about to ruin his career and all
True,
that stuff.
true.
Until that moment, it's a little bit in question. Is like, like he is kind of holding it together while Frank has a mental breakdown. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think we have the strongest cooter pool here, but there's some cooter elements amongst the ranks for sure. I
Yeah.
think
I guess
Bill
Frank
might
before he has his come to Jesus moment is going to be the
Act One
strongest.
Frank.
All right.
Yeah.
We got him, boys.
All
We
right.
got him.
Lock him up. Throw away the key. Boys, let's talk about what we've been watching this week.
Hey gang, what you been watching?
You're welcome, librarian. Randy, what you been watching?
Yeah, not a whole lot of change for me. I watched been watching Pluribus still. I'm enjoying that. I like the pace of it, but some people think it's going too slowly for them, and I can understand that, but I'm enjoying it. Um, I'm on episode 4, or I finished episode 4, so that's where I'm at with it. I got my copy of Hades 2. I mentioned that last week, I believe. And it's just dominating whatever little spare time I have because it's so fucking addictively fun. I love that franchise. Those are two really solid games in my opinion. For on the day Thanksgiving, I watched the film Thanksgiving, which I hadn't seen since theaters, and which is still so fun. I think that's gonna be one to keep around for sure.
Oh
With
yeah.
enough distance, it still holds as much water as it did the first time we watched it. I think not perfect, but certainly enjoyable enough for repeat viewing. Let's see, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Of course, I mean I'm only human. Watch that shit. It's great. Um, yeah, that's really about it. Like, I guess I watched a little bit of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade because, man, I love getting irrationally mad at fucking people doing dances and lip syncing. I guess I don't know why I watched it. Um, very silly shit, but whatever. Jonathan Groff was on there for a minute. That was kind of fun. That's about it. I'm
All
I'm
right.
I'm, I'm tapped.
Shut it off. I'm dry. Juice.
I'm dry.
What about you?
Dry. So I have been watching a ton of things, but I can't talk about most of it because it was at the Seoul International Film Festival, which is my first time attending. And it's still technically going on, so probably next week I'll be dropping a bonus episode highlighting everything that I saw there. But the one thing that I can talk about, and I would like to talk about just a little bit, is a very old film. It was the one they did for the opening ceremony, or after the opening ceremony on Thursday, and it was quite interesting just because it was a film from 1955, which is just 2 years after the Korean War ended. And
55.
yes, and it is a film called The Widow, and it is about a woman whose husband died in the war. And it was the first and only film of Korea's first female director. And the interesting thing about it, and why it was interesting for the film festival, is now the original ending has been lost. So there's like an hour and 15 minutes of the film that you can watch. And then the ending is gone. I mean, I originally had an ending of film, but I don't know if over time I don't know, the copy got destroyed or whatever it is, it's gone. And so what they did is a crew got together and they had filmed a kind of new ending because I guess there is like the original script is still preserved or whatever, or like people know what the original ending was, I guess, from when it first showed. And so they showed that at the film festival, and it was like
That's
really
interesting.
cool. Yeah, it was really cool because it's wild to watch a movie. I mean, watching Korea in 1955 and from a woman's perspective, and it's about a woman who's lost her husband in the war, but all the perspectives are like from women because there's like affairs. It's like actually quite sexually driven. It was just like very, very interesting. And I did
Did
find
it
out
blend
later,
well?
huh?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you. I was just asking if the new footage and the old footage did blend well, or was it like
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's just an interesting, and I don't know how faithful because it was like 50 minutes worth of like new footage. So I don't know. I mean, I can't imagine. Maybe the original movie was 2 hours long. Maybe it was. So, but it was just like a quite interesting exercise, I would say. And but just the original movie, if you are interested, you can watch it on YouTube under the Korean Film Archive. It's on there and it's got the English subtitles and everything. And it's just wild to see like something from 1955 from a country that didn't really exist at that point. I mean, 2 years after the Korean War, there's really like national identity, like see what people are doing and what they're wearing and like walking through the street. It's like really crazy, actually. It was really kind of like blowing my mind. But this like the subject and like the way just I don't know, the film is constructed was really impressive actually. So yeah, it was interesting. But everything else I've watched, I've got over like 10 movies at least to talk about, and I might catch a couple more this week in between work and stuff. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. But that's all for now. Bob, what you been watching?
Few things here. On Thanksgiving Eve, we threw on Planes, Trains, and Automobiles and
Oh
Blood
yeah,
Rage, of course.
got
A
to.
couple
uh-huh.
classics you gotta do. Revisited those, fun as always. Finally watched The Long Walk this week.
Ooh, feel
And
good movie of the year,
I
Bob.
always want to call that
yeah,
fucking thing the longest walk. I have no idea why. That's how it's been categorized in my brain. I
Mm.
cannot turn it off. It's a dumb thing.
that's gonna be the
Um,
sequel. I enjoyed it for what it is. Anyway, it is an extremely down movie. Huge bummer. Huge bummer. But really enjoyed it for what it was. Philip Seymour Hoffman's son playing the lead role here.
was that Philip
And
Seymour Hoffman's son? I didn't know that.
Oh
yeah,
yeah, I didn't know that either.
I don't know his name, but you can I mean,
Cooper?
he resembles his
Yeah.
dad for
Yeah, he
sure. Yeah.
does. Yeah, I just didn't think
Cooper
about it.
Hoffman. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, did a great job. And then the sort of other lead, also don't know his name, but he plays
David
the
Johnson.
android in Alien
Yeah,
Romulus.
Romulus, yeah.
He
Kills it in
kills it in
this.
this movie.
Yeah.
He's a little
Yeah.
hard to understand because he really puts that accent all the way on.
Yeah, he
Okay.
commits. Yeah. Good shit though. Recommend it. It's just a bummer, so be ready for that. Also, Stranger Things 5 dropped the first 4 episodes. I did watch those and mixed on it overall, which I kind of figured I would be. I think we're gonna try and squeeze in a full review of the full season though, so that'll be like next year. But we'll see. Yeah, it's all right. I don't know if you guys watch any of that.
I
Nah.
started to watch like 30 minutes of it, and then I was like, you know what? I really just want to watch it all together. I
Mm,
realized I forgot a lot of shit. Like I have not
Yeah, I'm
revisited.
gonna need a recap or
Yeah,
two.
and they do a recap, but even then I was like, wait, fuck, I kind of forgot everything.
well, we did a review. You can go
I
back
guess
and listen
so.
to.
Yeah, I guess. But
Have
I
you
mean, I
reviewed
haven't
season
even
4?
revisited any of the
Yeah,
previous seasons either. So now I'm literally like 12 years removed or something from
yeah.
the
We
first one.
reviewed
So
we reviewed
we've
all
read
four
all of them.
seasons. So.
Yeah, we kind of
Damn,
stuck
dude, I did not
ourselves
remember
into
that we
that.
reviewed
Yeah,
the fourth one
Mhm.
at all.
we did. Yeah.
Yeah, we
Damn.
did.
That one,
So,
like, and I like
yeah,
that one better than 3, which is weird. Like this show has started to just slide off the dome as quickly as it's
yeah.
watched.
It's been so long.
Yeah.
So long.
We're gonna wrap it
I
up.
remember before I moved to Korea, the year before, so a whole year before I moved to Korea, we went to that festival in Orlando and saw those kids there.
Yeah.
And that was after maybe the second season, maybe just the first, but I'm pretty like the
I think it was
second
the first,
season
man.
was
I think it was the first, yeah.
okay, was finished and like there was already hype around it, which means it probably came out a year before that. So that was
Oh,
like,
no, yeah, it was.
and
Right.
I've been in Korea for 8.5 years. So
Yeah, it's been like
that's
a
how
decade for
long
sure. Yeah.
it's been.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been a long time. These kids,
Jesus.
they're not kids anymore. It's
They're not. No, they're in high
They're
school,
not even
Bob.
close.
They're
yeah.
definitely in high school. How old? How
Oh
old is the
boy.
oldest one? I want to know. Are they like 30 now? It feels like they probably should be
No, they're
closer
in
to
their 20. They're like 21 or so. I don't know. I couldn't. I feel like they're like 21 or 22 or
Whatever.
something like
We've
that.
seen so many fucking movies where this is the case. Like it's just
Yeah,
weird
yeah,
because they
whatever.
started the appropriate age and it
yeah.
just
Yeah, they don't look
couldn't
the
keep
same.
up.
So yeah,
Yeah.
that's on Netflix if you want to check that out. It's really all I've been watching here this week. We do have two voicemails to get to, so let's jump into our hotline screens.
Hotline scream.
If you would like to call in and leave a voicemail to be featured on next week's show, you can hit us up at 904-638-3231. First up, we did put up the Hugh Janus signal last week, and he has responded. Let's hear what our
Hell
boy
yeah.
Hugh has to
Earlier
say.
than I thought, to be honest. All right.
Yeah, Hugh calling. Soju put up the Janus signal, so I had to call. I had to check back. I couldn't believe it was mid-March the last time I called in. Time flies, I guess. Just been listening to the episodes every week. I usually listen to the episode before I watch the movie. Probably 95% of the movies so far this year I've never seen. There's been some good ones. The Substance, Sinners, Ready or Not, Bring Her Back. I did not watch Twilight or Elves. The movie Phenomena. Not sure Argento is my favorite. Had a killer monkey though. I don't know if you've ever seen any of his brother's movies. Sargento, same kind of directing style, just a little cheesier. Trying to think of some of the prompts you guys had. One of them was what movie opening you would have liked to have been there to see. I think Psycho would have been a good one. Another one was when did you first see Frankenstein, Wolfman, and the Invisible Man? I was in the theaters for their debuts. Little side note, I was in the movie Frankenstein. I was the stunt double for the girl that got thrown into the lake. Another prompt, worst road trip. 1876. I was headed west to Oregon. Joined a group of fellas, said they were going to Little Bighorn, Montana. The only thing that got me out of that whole mess was a year previous, I had saved the life of Chief Running Water and his two sons, hot and cold. On one of the What You've Been Watching, Bob mentioned he watched the Pee Wee Herman documentary. That it was kind of inspirational, just makes you want to do weird shit and not care what anybody thinks. Well, Bob, if I'm correct, this is episode 556 of you doing weird shit and not caring what anybody thinks. So you've made it, buddy. That's about all I got. I hope everybody has a great holiday season and a great new year. And I hope everyone's well. And I guess keep on chilling.
Man brings the heat. Let me tell you.
Goddamn, love Hugh Janus.
Don't we love Hugh Janus?
We got to do a Sargento month or something. I don't know.
Oh man,
Just
thanks for
cheesy
calling in.
movies.
I'm glad we don't hear from Hugh Janus in about, 8 or 9 months. So I never sure if he's still listening or not. And he is,
Yeah,
so thanks for
you
calling
love
in, Janus.
Yeah.
love to see it. Yeah, man. Thanks. It's always a good time to hear from you, boy Hugh Janus, man. Hope you're having happy holidays. And looks like we made it. Just saying weird shit and not
Looks
caring.
like we made it.
Look, Mom, we made it. We're doing
That's all
it.
it took.
Next up, we're gonna hear from our boy Matt. Let's hear what he's got to say.
Hey, Straight Chilling crew. It's me, Bruce Troll Matt. I'm calling in because y'all are watching Scrooged this week. By far my favorite Christmas movie. I hope y'all enjoyed it and gave it 5 stars. I'm going to speed answer a bunch of prompts from the coming up week or the last couple weeks. You asked about Thanksgiving. I had a Friendsgiving with a bunch of my historical fencing friends, and the rule was not to bring any traditional Thanksgiving food. And since we're all fucking crazy dudes, every single one of us brought some kind of sausage, and so we had a literal sausage party for Thanksgiving. That's pretty funny to me. On a separate note that has nothing to do with this, I made a Slim Jim sandwich in front of a coworker the other day. I think I blew his fucking mind. He looked at me like I was the grossest person in the world, but it was actually really good. I re-listened to your RoboCop episode the other day, and the prompt at the end of that was like, if you could have a robotic limb, what would you have? I played a TT RPG back in high school where my dude had robot legs, and like it was meant to run real fast and jump, but I just used it to like kick people in the balls. So I think I'd go with that because that sounds fun. Miles called in, asked about other genres you'd want to mix with horror. I would say fantasy. I came on for the Green Knight episode, and I really liked the tone of that movie. I just wish there would have been more horror elements in it. Over on Cinemigos, we covered Legend a couple weeks ago, and same thing. Like, it could be a super scary movie. All the elements are there. The directors would have to like turn it up some. And then my last thing is, I was gonna shout out to Nos. Nos, #1 fan of Straight Chillin'. When you getting your Straight Chillin' tattoo? I want you to call in and tell us about it. That'd be awesome. All right, guys. Y'all have a good good Christmas month. Get it going. Turn on the music, turn on the lights, all that shit. And I will talk to y'all later. Bye.
Man, it kind of slipped my mind that 2 people had Straight Chillin' tattoos, to be honest with you. And honestly, I have this like a key memory in my mind now because I remember when I found out about the first Straight Chillin' tattoo, I was in DC for Randy's wedding, but I was at one of the museums. And I remember seeing that shit on my phone, and I was like, holy shit. So that was 4 years ago?
Almost exactly.
That's right. So 4 years ago, he's had that Straight Chillin' tattoo. Damn.
That's crazy.
I will also say his answers were like a lot of the same as mine. I said Robo Legs too, and I also said fantasy last week for horror movies.
I don't know if I answered that question or not. Go ahead, Bob. Sorry.
I was gonna say Slim Jim sandwich, out of control, but
That's
also
a lot of
I gotta know
salt.
what else is on there. I gotta know what else is on.
I'm assuming
there
there's several Slim Jims
Damn it.
making that thing.
And bread.
Slim Jims and white bread, because I can't co-sign such things.
That's so much salt. Sodium is through the roof, my guy. Damn.
I have no problem with an abundance of sodium. Let me be clear. I
just drink the water. Don't give them kidney stones. Whoa.
Oh, I drink the water too. But yeah, give me some Robo eyeballs. I want that.
Dude,
analyze some shit.
Yeah, let me just be able to see normally. You know, that would be
that
tight.
Or a hard drive to store memories in, because my shit is fucked without it. So,
my shit is fucked.
Oh God, my shit is fucked.
My shit is fucked.
My shit is fucked, bro.
Yeah, actually, it would be really great to download all the languages so I could just speak those immediately.
Or to know Kung Fu, as it were.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I need to know Kung Fu a lot.
If the brain knows it though, but the body can't do it, does that count? I mean,
well, the brain controls the body, so I don't know where the line is drawn exactly.
Yeah,
hopefully the fast twitch muscle gets controlled by the data.
Maybe
the data.
Thanks
for calling, Matt.
Get a robo tongue, baby. You can speak all the languages and do all kinds of things.
Do all
All
kinds
kinds
of
of
things.
things.
Why don't you list those things explicitly?
Taste flavors you've never tasted before.
Oh,
I bet you will.
I can't do that with my regular tongue. What else?
Mm. Matt, hope you had a great sausage party. Always good to hear from you,
That is hilarious.
brother.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah.
Also,
Uh,
nice, very couched challenge to Nas to get that tattoo.
Yeah,
yeah.
I also
Pretty
like
great.
that idea though for Thanksgiving, bring things that are not traditional Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
So that's pretty
untraditional.
fun.
My
That's a pretty
first
fun
thought was
party.
like egg rolls, baby. Bringing some egg rolls.
Dude,
That's
yeah.
a good call. Yeah. Mm. Ooh, might have to start that next year in Korea.
Yeah, that's not a bad call.
Yeah.
Bring some
All right,
pizzas.
thanks, Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, dog. Again, if you guys want to call in, leave a voicemail for next week, hit us up at 904-638-3231. Do you fellas have a prompt you want to throw out for next week's show?
Well, what
We're
is
doing
it?
another Christmas one, all right?
We are. Yeah, we're landing on thick. We're doing it. Juice, this is actually
My
your
pick.
host pick.
Finally.
What is it?
It's been
What
a
are we talking about?
long time coming. It's been on a couple polls. It's maybe one of my most watched films in life. It is A Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, the Halloween movie.
Yes. No. Absolutely not.
The
Get ready.
Christmas
A movie
I've got
of-
my soapbox ready to go.
Oh God!
Oh God.
Somebody steal Susan's
Oh,
soapbox.
the humanity. Oh,
No.
God.
The pretension, my God.
The
Why?
culture.
Why do they make us do this? Why?
Damn.
The they is you
Um,
this week, my guy.
But so yeah, let's see prompts. I don't know. Let's talk maybe Christmas music. What's your go-to Christmas? What's on your Christmas playlist? Can you recommend any good maybe underrepresented, underheard Christmas songs? You know, you got a good playlist going, or what's your go-to? I don't know. Do you like poppy? Do you like them sad? Do you like the hymns? You like the old school hymns? What's your
I like
go-to?
the hymns,
The
man.
HIMs, the hymns.
Yeah, the
The
hymns.
hymns. Yeah.
Hymns Christmas playlist.
Oh,
It's all right.
that's my favorite Christmas song. Um,
Hymns. How much Bob loves. I love that we all know that one. I love that I've
That's
pushed
the
that
only
song
song
on
I
y'all
know of
so
his.
much that you know the words.
Baby,
Oh,
literally the only line I
know.
could you imagine walking into a Christmas Eve service and everybody's fucking singing that song?
Church style with the organ. Oh, dude,
I want to walk into I
love.
want to walk into an Office Depot on Black Friday and have that song playing.
If somebody wants to pull a huge prank on me, that would be the greatest. I go to Christmas Eve service and they're rocking him. If you can pull that off,
All rise for the
goddamn.
hymns.
Who is heartache every moment?
Yeah. No, give me like the legitimate hymns. I'm like a
From the
oh holy
start
night
to
kid.
the
I like that
end.
shit.
I do too. I like the kind of darker stuff. Of course, you got the Carol of the Bells, but I do like the ones that are kind of darker, moodier, old school feel.
I do like the Tom Waits Christmas card from a hooker and
Yeah.
wherever it is.
Minnesota?
I've got
Is it
like
Minnesota?
every year I
I can't
probably
remember.
need to build a new one this year because I've been rocking the same ones for a while, but I've got a good solid like classic Christmas songs. And then I have like a sad Christmas, which is more like modern,
Yeah.
kind of moody stuff, maybe some acoustic stuff, not really any covers,
Mhm.
really, I don't think. And then I have a hip hop Christmas playlist, which I quite enjoy every year.
I don't actually seek out any Christmas music for the most part though. Like I just like whatever Christmas music's playing, I either am like, oh cool, or I'm like, oh not cool.
No,
You know,
not
like,
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
I,
because it's gonna be playing everywhere, and so I try to escape it whenever I have the choice of what to play.
That Wham song Last Christmas, that's a fucking hitter for me.
Hmm.
Ugh. Overplayed for me.
Yeah, that one doesn't get old. A lot of them do get kind of old, but
Which
that
ones do you
one,
hate too? You can call in about which Christmas. I hate
I
yeah,
think
that.
that's an
yeah,
easier
yeah.
question.
Simply
Dominic the
having a
donkey can
wonderful
suck my
Christmas
shit.
time. Which one?
Dominic the donkey, fuck
I
that
don't know what
donkey.
that is. What is that?
It sucks, is what it
Is it
is.
like a
That's
new
what it
song?
is.
No,
No,
it's
it's like
old.
a '60s chintzy song that
Dominic the
still gets play on
Donkey.
like classic Christmas
Don't even
playlists.
know what that is. Okay,
It
Dude.
I'll check it out.
prominently features "hee haw" as a lyric. It
I have
sucks
no
dicks,
what?
rotten, horrible dicks.
Ha!
Damn.
Not the good kind of dicks, the bad
Not the
dicks,
good dicks,
the
only the
horrible
horrible
dicks.
dicks.
Dude,
Dominic the Donkey? Okay.
Backdoor Santa from BB King. That's a hitter.
Okay.
That sounds like a pornography. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, it's very suggestive. The Real
Okay,
Big
all right.
Fish
BB.
Christmas EP. They got some
Oh,
hitters on that.
I think I've ever
Oh,
listened to that.
dude, Froggy Fresh, the Christmas
Oh,
song from Froggy
classic.
Fresh, fucking
Christmas
hitter.
song.
Classic.
A brand new John Cena lunchbox.
That's on my hip hop playlist.
Dude, Warm
Do,
Side of the Door by Morgan Ames, the
I
Well,
have
best
never
Christmas song of all time.
I have never heard this Dominic the Donkey song. Let's do it right now. Never heard of this before.
I'm sorry to have introduced this into your world. I wish I could take it back.
No
Fuck
idea
that
what this
song.
is. Damn.
I find it deeply, deeply irritating.
Dominic the Donkey
All right. Yeah.
stepped on Randy's balls. Yeah,
Yeah.
call him Christmas music.
Christmas songs. Christmas songs.
A Christmas song.
Dude, we almost played a show with Froggy Fresh. Too
We
bad.
did.
It was
Yeah.
literally the week I
forgot
was
about
leaving
that.
for Korea. They invited us to
Yeah.
play with Froggy Fresh.
Yeah, that
It's
shit
like,
was
well,
wild.
too bad I can't.
If only we would have
If
we would
only
have
we would
finally
have been
been
straight to the
famous.
top.
In
That would have actually.
Moneymaker Mike.
In
Goddamn.
Moneymaker Mike is due.
Yeah,
All right.
that's it. Call in. Let us know. 904-638-3231. Watch The Nightmare Before Christmas. Get ready for next week's show. We're on the socials. Hit us up. If you want to join the daily Slack channel conversations, let us know and I'll send you a link so you can do so. And until next week, as always, all you mother truckers, please keep chilling.
Niagara Falls, Frankie Angel.